please.
Good morning. Slashi Poki Jokshin Me Tok Drum Rira Bling Shi Nyinde Gampadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Owargi Jokun Nandak Shingla Drupar Shok Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami.
Svetlana, let's have you do refuge. That could be in Russian if you'd like.
Uh, can I do it in English?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I take refuge in Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings, from the virtue merit that we create by the practice of giving with understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with understanding of emptiness, patience with understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom. May we reach the state of a Buddhahood for the sake of every living being. I go for refuge to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with understanding of emptiness, patience with understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with understanding of my emptiness, concentration, and wisdom, may I reach the state of a Buddhahood for the sake of every living being. I go for refuge to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit we create from the practice of giving with understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with understanding of emptiness, patience with understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, we may will reach the state of a Buddha for the sake of every living being.
Okay. It just occurred to me. Oh, there's Shinar. Um, uh, Sorry about the late notes. I should get your email. Do you have my email, Shinar? I should just email the notes directly to you. So, um, well, I'll worry about that after class. Okay. Rejoicing. Let's go with Ekaterina. What do you have to rejoice in this morning? Oh, that's right. She's in Dharamsala. She may not have a good connection. Well, let's move on to Mike. What do you have to rejoice in?
I knew you were going to call on me. I'm like, no. um, what do I have to rejoice about? Uh, um, I don't know. I've been having a lot of ripenings, purifications recently. Um, I guess I can rejoice about. I've been looking for the karmic correlations to the problems that I'm experiencing. And like, instead of just having problems and being angry and feeling hopeless, I have been trying to find the correlations for what I'm experiencing. Um, even if I'm not doing everything to fix the things. I don't know. I just feel like I'm going through hard times, but there's a little bit more karmic awareness in my experience than before.
Well, it's when it gets daunting, I find the simplest thing I do is just sit back and realize a couple of things. One, it could be one hell of a lot worse. So I'm fortunate to be where I am. I still have the abilities to do the things I like. So then I just try and say, okay, step one, realize that it's all coming from, the how and the why, the past, present, the future, that whole routine. And that usually perks me up to get me going again. It can be overwhelming. I have one of my doctors is developing neuropathy to where his hands are like claws, and he's still practicing medicine. And I think I told you this story, but he had a fellow partner in his practice that retired on a Friday. On Saturday, went out for a mountain bike ride, crossed a cattle gate, caught his tire in the cattle gate, fell off his bike, and is now a quadriplegic. So whenever I get disappointed about where I am, I realize now it A could be a lot worse, and B is going to get could be getting a lot worse. So I can either let that depress me, or I can say, bring it on. And I choose bring it on. So now I need to explain one thing. My video feed may be a little herky-jerky. I'm doing a virus scan of my computer. And apparently I have a lot more on my computer than I thought, because it's only 30% done, and it's been doing it since midnight last night. So anyway, okay. So next Thursday, Mike, you need to have several rejoiceables ready to share. So start thinking about them. Okay, Daria, what do you have to share?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Sumati. I rejoice. My mother have a dream, change to door in our room, some room, and today I don't know. It was very fast. In Saturday we bought this two door, and today ma'am is stayed this door, and she's very happy. And second choice, I continue do Tonglen and energy practice in the morning, because I feel better. And I'm very happy, and I am happy to see you, Lama Sumati, and all people.
Oh, good. Okay, Daria, you need to talk to Mike. Mike, you need to talk to Daria.
Okay.
I'm glad to hear it. It's good to see you laugh. Okay, next on this row is Lydia.
Hello, dear Lama Sumati. Hello, everyone. I would like to rejoice that I see my world like magic. I don't know how it's described, but I feel it inside that it's not simple as I thought about it. And I'm reading a book of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and it's a great pleasure for me. And today I saw a photo of Katya with Dalai Lama, and it's a big pleasure for me, and I'm rejoicing for that.
Excellent. Excellent. So Katya, have you met His Holiness? Oh.
Ekaterina, yes.
Oh, she did get to meet him. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Well, tell us about it.
Hello, Dylan Sumati. Hello, everyone. It was amazing because when I That was simply a trip to Dharamsala, and that was a surprise that we have that opportunity to meet him, and that was magic. And he touched to other hand, and half a day they how the word запах, the smell of lotus. I was crying. It was very touching. And the second surprise that we have second opportunity, because in 2 days it will be the Maleben to long life, and we have the second opportunity to see them. And I rejoice that it was so many blessings, and also I try to remember to not only to не только тратить хорошие семена, но и посвящать и делать какие-то хорошие вещи, хотя здесь очень много, конечно, добродетели, я понимаю, что тратится, потому что прекрасная погода, прекрасная еда, святые места, и я стараюсь делать что-то хорошее и пересеивать хорошие семена, чтобы добродетель продолжал story. Fast. Я понимаю, что много хороших семян, то, что здесь очень много монахов, монастыри, прекрасная еда, погода, и тебе, в общем-то, не нужно ничего делать, но я стараюсь находить возможности кому-то помочь хотя бы в мелочах и делать посвящение, чтобы не только тратить эти хорошие семена, но пересеивать их и думать о прекрасных вещах.
Good. Perfect. Well, I'm so happy for you. That's wonderful. Okay, Katya.
Hi, I want to rejoice that last Thursday I went to the women's prison to do some activities and to have some good time with them. And I usually used to go once per month. So I dedicated that to that we all have freedom.
Very good. How long have you been doing that?
Like 6 months ago, I
Wow.
started. Yes.
Well, good for you. That's wonderful. I have this incredible fear of being locked inside a prison and I can't get out. And I have not been able to, the situation has not developed where I would go. And since I don't drive anymore, but that's one of my fears, is being in a prison, being locked in a prison and not being able to get out. That's really weird. Okay, Svetlana, what do you have to rejoice about?
Hello, Sumati. Yeah, I'd like to rejoice that I came to the office at earlier than 9 a.m., like on Friday and on Monday.
All right.
At
Keep
8,
it up.
yeah, and 8:50 something today. Yeah.
Okay, that's the first of 2 days now. Now, tomorrow, what time are you going to be there? 8:50. Very good. Okay. I see a new name here. Oksana? Would that be the correct pronunciation? Oksana, do you have anything to rejoice in? Oh, there we are. Hi.
Ну, хотела бы, конечно. Слышно, это меня, да? Я радуюсь тому, что, знаете, здравствуйте вам. Потому что я дневник связываю, уже стала заводить на будильнике, да, и уже немножко записывать. Вот так. потому что очень долго к этому шла. Вот. Моя такая радость.
Good. And we're working on a new version of the cell phone app for 6 times. So I hope tomorrow to learn more about the progress on that. Okay, Shinar, do you have anything to rejoice in? Well, great, good. That's a beautiful meditation. You and Svetlana can talk about making sure you do what you set out to accomplish. So, how about me? My quadricycle is apparently coming toward the end of the week, and I'll be able to start riding it soon thereafter. I'm excited about getting back into a routine. I'm going to try very hard to get my meditation practice going. I have to figure out the seeds for falling asleep during meditation. Didn't used to, but one of my medications is really very powerful for me anyway. I rejoice in the fact that I haven't succumbed to the woe is me because of Parkinson's. It's difficult for me to cook anymore. It's difficult for me to eat. Life's getting more strenuous, but I'm not succumbing to it. I'm doing the best I can, and that makes me pretty happy, because it'd be very simple to say, well, my posture's terrible, nothing I can do about it. Or I can say, well, what can I do about it? So, I have something else to rejoice in. I was contacted by the chief scientist of Lockheed Martin Aircraft Corporation, chief engineer for the strategic weapons program. This is a pretty big deal. This guy's pretty high up in the company. And he emailed me about my books and thanked me for writing them and asked if he could help. So I thought maybe he'd have access to find out that one launch date I can't find. And he's done everything I did and came up with the same conclusion, that it's not available. So it's kind of neat to have someone who's a vice president in a company as large as Lockheed take a personal interest in my books and what I'm doing. So what else? My sisters are coming for my birthday in early May. That's going to be interesting. I haven't seen them in, since we moved into this house, so probably 5 years. So that'll be fun. Okay, well, what I'd like to do is read over the answers for the questions from class 4 as sort of a review. So, class 4. Is it true that a person can remove their mental afflictions and thereby reach nirvana simply by a good understanding of the 16 points of the 4 truths of a realized being? Although it is true that a good understanding of these aspects can temporarily stop the manifest appearance of mental afflictions, one cannot remove their potential from the mind permanently and therefore attain nirvana without seeing emptiness directly. So I'm just curious, how does this Hinayana practitioner see the 16 aspects of the Four Noble Truths if they haven't seen emptiness directly? So they must read about them. That's the only thing I can come up with. So it's like they're using those 16 as we use the 6 perfections. Name the two forms in which a person can possess a mental affliction. They can be manifest, or they can exist as a potential waiting to happen. Relate the six-step process described by Lord Maitreya, which links the failure to perceive emptiness to the suffering we must go through. Anybody want to try to do that? Six-step process. No? Okay. One possesses the mental potential for two forms of grasping from one's former life. These ripen and cause you to have the two kinds of grasping to self-existence. These cause you to focus on nice things and ugly things as if they exist from their own side. This results in ignorant liking and disliking. These cause you to do selfish deeds and bad deeds and collect the karma from it, and the karma forces you to wander around in a circle of suffering. The reason when you're born, you have the propensity to see things as self-existent is there from thousands and millions of previous lives. So it's not something you can brush away. And that's why it's probably difficult for most of us to feel we've made much progress. I mean, I know Mike understands the how and the why, the past, present, and the future. Yet still he's struggling with things that appear to be self-existent. And that's because we are so ingrained in having that thought that it's difficult to get rid of it. So don't give up. Every time you do it, you're burning off yet another seed for it. State the parallel argument that Master Shantideva uses to prove to those of the lesser way that the scriptures of the greater way are authoritative. He points out that they did not even accept the scriptures of the lower way as true when they were born, or before they had come to an understanding of their meaning through the use of reasoning. For this same test, they used to establish their scriptures as authentic. It's recorded in the teachings of the three collections, and therefore the three trainings. And these are used by those of the greater way to establish their scriptures as authoritative. So for the same reason that the Hinayana feel their scriptures are authoritative, ours are authoritative, and they should respect them as such. What comparison does Master Shantideva use to show that unless one realizes emptiness directly, the mental afflictions will always come back? Even in a case where one has been able to stop them from appearing in a manifest for a while. He says it's like deep meditation where one is able to almost completely stop the tendency to discriminate. After you come out of this tendency, this meditation, the tendency to discriminate comes back. So that we have to deal with. We know so much about the right thing to do. Now we just have to go ahead and do it. And that's where discipline comes in, that's where not giving in comes in. If I give in to the fact that I have Parkinson's, I'm not going to get any better. If I work on trying to solve my problem of Parkinson's, I may not get any better, but I know that I'm trying. And that's the difference for me. That's what keeps me going every morning. How does Master Shantideva answer the concern that meditating upon emptiness might feel a little scary? He points out that the tendency to see things as self-existent is the cause of all the suffering in the world. And so if we're going to get frightened, we should be frightened about it. The wisdom that realizes emptiness, on the other hand, is the cause for ending all the pain in the world, thus all the fear in the world, and we must meditate on that. Okay, so today's class. Wrong ideas about self-existence. Self-existence is the result of focusing on ourselves. The wheel of life is a graphic representation of how our world works. The first link shows a blind person walking with a cane, representing ignorance. How many of you are familiar with the wheel of life? You've taken the course? Okay. Have you heard the story of the wheel of life at the entrance to the temple at Diamond Mountain? You all have? Okay, well, I won't bore you with it. Okay. The first link in the wheel of life is the blind man with a cane, representing our going through life with this ignorant thought of things being self-existent. This ignorance can be divided into two types. Things we learned as self-existent, which have come from our parents, our teachers, our peers, journalism, the news. That's just what we were taught. And because these authorities said it was true, then it's true. The example would be DNA determines our nature. God made me, Descartes, I think, therefore I am. In one of the commentaries, the author complains that while all Tibetans believe in past and future lives, they cannot tell you why. They just believe it because their parents and society believe it. We do the same without investigating reasoning behind the beliefs. For instance, the world was flat for a long time, then it became a sphere. Astrophysicists with great confidence talk about the Big Bang as being superior to the Buddhist cosmology. I find that hysterical, that they think this is the final answer to how the universe is formed. Bloodletting during the Revolutionary War back in that time frame. You bled people to get rid of their illness. Or you used mercury to cure syphilis. And smoking tobacco was fashionable and good for your health, advertised as being good for your health. Science is useful, but it does not explain why things are the way they are. It only explains how things are. Mistaken thoughts come in two forms. Those you are taught, which you just discussed, and those you are born with. Those who are taught has a tendency to see things as self-existence, which always relies upon someone teaching you a belief system and changing your mind in that way. I don't know how many of you remember your first or second grade teacher. My first grade teacher was Mrs. Reed, was my kindergarten teacher. She was a very sweet, a wonderful person. Then my first grade teacher, I believe, was Mrs. Douglas. And she was a little stricter, but they didn't so much teach me. Well, they did. They taught me manners and social interaction with the other students. Our minds are beginningless. Every moment of mind has to be preceded by a moment of mind. So there is no first moment of mind because it had to come from a moment of mind. You can never find a moment of mind that came from nothing. So mind is eternal. The mind has always had a tendency to see things as self-existent. This is why sitting in a class on emptiness is so extraordinary, so rare, because we're going to be learning how to break the habit of seeing things as self-existent. Just by listening to these classes and following the instructions, you can stop the eons of time worth of the wrong idea on existence. It's possible to do it. It's discipline, it's study, it's meditation, it's service, but that's the goal. Natural tendency to see me and mine as self-existent has continued in our minds since time with no beginning. I'm beating that into our brains because that's the thing we have to fix. And it's been our way of thinking for so long that it's going to take a lot of effort. The result of seeing emptiness directly is to no longer have an intellectual belief that things are self-existent. You still have the innate belief, but you constantly remind yourself that it's wrong. It takes approximately another 7 lives to erase the innate belief unless you practice Tantra. So there are 10 Bodhisattva bhumis, or levels. The first one begins the day you see emptiness directly, if you have bodhicitta in your heart. The next 6 correspond to working on your behavior to perfect the perfections in a very extraordinary way. They can take a lifetime to work on each one. The 8th level, you finally eliminated the manifest perception of seeing things as self-existent. The seeds are still there. They have not been eliminated, but they are incapacitated by your wisdom, so incapacitated by your wisdom, that they will never ripen. So this is the exception to the 4th law that karma, a deed committed must have a karmic ripening. On the 9th level, the seeds to see things as self-existent are exhausted. This is often described as a subtle obstacle to omniscience having been destroyed. Master Shantideva presents 3 wrong ideas that we are taught. They become our gut reactions to things. We hold a person and their heaps are similar. We're going to get to their heaps in a bit. We hold that a person and their heaps are similar to a master and his servant. The heaps refer to the parts of you along with your mind and thoughts, all of you that makes you up. Where you're viewing yourself as being outside your part, a part of you that is running the show, a master that is bossing all the other parts around. that you're made up of some basic atomic particles, fundamental building blocks of reality. This is our ultimate reality. A man walks on the moon because of it, but it will not get us enlightened. It's like being offered a beautiful car only to find that it doesn't run. It explains the how, but not the why. It appears to explain how copper wire can carry phone messages to you from somewhere else. But in reality, it's our karma, our virtue that makes it possible to communicate across vast distances. This is all our karma, period. If your karma wears out, it will, no matter how much copper wire is connected to your phone, it won't work. And you will be able to hear. That doesn't make sense. Modern day science realizes that reality is relative, but doesn't take into account the effect of virtue and its effect on reality. So modern science is great with the how. It's great with the how, but the why, that's what it has ignores. There's the view that holds the infinitely short, self-existent instants of your mind make up your life over time. These are going off so quickly and smoothly that it looks like the frame of a film, which makes a movie. You are the sum total of all the moments of consciousness you have had. You believe that your life is a series of events of awareness which have their own reality independent of you. 2 and 3 are held by the lower schools to be true. My Jamaica school holds that you are not the sum of your parts, nor are you any one of your parts. I am not my hand, clearly. I am all my parts together? No, says my Yamaka. Why not? Remember the pen? Is the pen the sum of its colors and shapes? Does everybody see the pen out of these parts? No. It doesn't become a pen until my mind labels those colors and shapes pen. If there were a pen from the sum of its colors and shapes, then every being would have to see it as a pen, because it would be unrelated to any other factor. So, let's do that again. Is the pen the sum of its colors and shapes? Does every being see pen out of these parts? No. It doesn't become a pen until your mind labels those colors and shapes, till it drapes that mental image coming from your karma ripening onto the colors and shapes. If there were a pen from the sum of its colors and shapes, then every being would have to see it as a pen, because it would be unrelated to any other factor. There's one thing that bothers me about that. We're assuming why would a mouse on my oven top see a cylindrical silver object on a black handle? We say that because that's what we make into a teapot. But why would the roach see the mouse see the same things and assemble it differently? But this is where I stop and I say, put that on the back burner. The point is, the pot isn't out there self-existently. It's coming from our karma ripening. That seems to many people to be shunting the responsibility for figuring it out. But that allows me to go further. With this, if we really believe this, and it's true, with this we can manipulate our reality, but not in the present moment. We can take the solid, broken world and transform it. What would it be like to do that? Powerfully good karma can transform this world. It can transform your body into one of light, able to emanate spontaneously to anyone who needs help. So it's not just any karma, we need to do some powerful good karma. Because I am not the sum of my parts. Because I is a label imposed on the sum of the parts forced by my karma. With the vast amounts of virtuous karma, you'll be forced to impose the deity of an enlightened being on a collection of parts that is you. So the actual existence is nothing more than our karma seeds going off in rapid succession. And that's hard for me to conceive of. But what if you could develop a camera that's shot at 65 frames per second? Would you be able to catch karma ripening? I have to think about that. We're not saying union roads are not real. We are saying they are not existing. We aren't saying they don't exist. We're just saying they don't exist in any other way than your karma ripening. If you're nothing more than karma going off in 65 karmic imprints per minute, then you're a different person every moment. Every time karma ripens and wears out, you have changed. So who collects karma then? If I've changed since I did the deed, how can I collect the karma? This is one of the problems the Hinayana have with our layout. Buddhists say you're a different person each moment. You are the sum total of your karmas, which ripen at the rate of 65 karmas per instant, giving you all your perceptions. As your karma ripens and flower and wear out, you change. So that's reasonable. Some non-Buddhists say that if you're a different person next day, for all that matters, how could it be that the old you karma ripens upon you as the new you, since they are two different people? Master Shantideva gives three replies to the view that there must be an unchanging soul or core person. The person who collects the karmic cause and the person who experiences the results of the karma are not the same two people. That's true. He says to the non-Buddhists that the soul changes over time and a person also has changed. So their position is the same problem as the Buddhists. Because they have a soul and a soul changes over time. So how can that soul be the governing factor in your life? It's impossible to experience the results at the same moment you create the cause. This is a reply to the non-Buddhists who say that karma should ripen upon the same person doing the deed. Since you change in a moment, karma would have to ripen simultaneously in order to ripen upon the same person who did the deed. So self must be a changing fluid experience, not self-existent. The self is nothing more than ripening karma, going off at 65 frames per second. It's all right to say the person who causes the karma and the one who experiences the result are the same person going in a stream. You can call a stream of karma over time one person. Although the continuing self is flowing through time, it is not self-existing as the same person over time. It is true as far as our projections are cause you to examine the continuity of me. This is where the mind stream comes in. It's okay to call perception of myself and my perception of myself in 2 years and all the moments in between as me. I only exist in dependence on perceiving myself as me in this way. I don't have any other self-existent nature based on my part of the passage of time. I only exist in dependence upon thinking of myself as the sum of my parts and experiences. What leads me to think of and perceive myself as this type of me. My past mental imprints with which are now exerting themselves through karma. I am the constant flow and shift of my karma. It's not that I have karma. This is important. It's not that I have karma. I am karma ripening. Let me say that again. It's not that I have karma. I am karma ripening. This enables me to change into a different type of being by accumulating incredible positive mental imprints. I will become the ripening of those imprints. I will turn into a being who doesn't die and suffer. So again, it's not that I have karma. I am karma ripening. I think saying I have karma implies a self-existence. So we need to be careful when we're talking about that. I am karma ripening. There is nothing more than you are nothing more than a mental concept projected on the basis of a collection of parts. The sum of parts of the object are not the object until you perceive them being so. So the silver disc, silver cylinder, and the black handle, teapot handle, are not the object until you perceive them to be so. That's the end of what I've got for today. So what we need to spend our time thinking about now is where our tendency to see things as self-existent comes from. Identify that and resist. It's not what they're telling you is wrong. How can I put this? Your experiences are not incorrect, they're just not self-existent. They're coming from your karma ripening. And we know that, but we still catch ourselves saying, no, that's not right. It's coming at me, not coming from me. So again, over the next couple of days, spend some time catching yourself saying, it's my karma, but. Yeah, you'll be surprised how often you say it. Now you may follow it right away with, yeah, I know, but I need to do this or do that. Probably most of the time you do. But your mind's going to be, my mind is constantly going off with, it's my karma, but, it's my karma, but, it's my karma, it's not fair. It's my karma, but. Okay, how are we doing on time? That was a fairly short class. For those of you taking course 17, the classes are getting much longer. Okay. Let's do this one. May the source of benefit and goodness, the Dharma, spread and expand. May the beings upholding the Dharma have excellent health. May the source of happiness and well-being for all embodied beings, the Dharma type of the Buddhas, always increase. Thank you for the chance to teach you this. I do need to emphasize the readings are very important. So many of the answers to the questions are covered more succinctly in the reading. So don't just work off your notes. And I'm trying not to make the lecture be just the answers to the questions, because that's not fair to any of us in terms of learning the material. So, thank you, Shinar. Do you have class 6 already?
Dear Lama Sumati, Shinar is going to translate classes on Tuesday and on Thursday on this week. I sent the presentations for ACI 17 and ACI 12 to Shinar.
Oh, she's doing 17. You're doing 17 also? Wow, you're a glutton for punishment. Well, thank you very much for your patience. Okay, so she's got what she needs for the rest of the week. Yes, Sumati?
Yes, for Tuesday and for Thursday, because I don't know who will be the translator for the
Oh.
Friday.
Okay. Okay. Well, take care. I love you all. Thank you for being students. And Katrina, I am in awe of you getting to meet His Holiness. Oh, man. I can't express the words. That is so, wow. That's, okay. So, Katya, you guys are going to be off on a marathon when Sarani's down there. Where are you going to be?
In Cape Town?
No, get out of here. You're going to Cape Town?
Yes.
How long are your dad going with you?
Yes, also.
Oh, well, how long are you going to be there?
We're gonna be there May 13 until 28.
Wow. Wow, that's a beautiful city.
Yeah, I don't know, but let's see how is it.
Go try and get up Table Mountain It's a famous, very famous landmark.
Ah,
up
yeah,
there,
yeah.
too.
I heard about that. Uh-huh.
And you have to go up that if you do nothing else. Oh, and there's a wonderful aquarium in the marina, absolutely astounding aquarium. So if you like aquariums, I highly recommend going to see that.
Right,
So,
okay, thank you.
so wow, Cape Town. That's so cool.
Yes, I will send you photos.
Please do. And Katrina, you're supposed to be sending me a postcard. A postcard of a selfie with His Holiness. Okay.
Yes, I remember.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you so much, Holy Lama. Please stay.
You're welcome. I've got a question for you, Lydia. Your name comes up as Avrina and of Karpova?
Karpova, it's my current surname, and Averina, it's my last surname.
Okay. I was trying to figure. I thought I knew you were twins or something.
No.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.